I spent 2 hours at a police station this week. My friend Christy invited me to a surprise birthday party for her boyfriend. I brought peppermint bark, they made dinner, I met some great new people. When I left, my car wasn't where I'd parked it. We asked the neighbor if he'd had it towed. He said he hadn't, and I called the Hollywood police station. They hadn't towed it and transferred me to their impound. They also hadn't towed the car and suggested I report my vehicle as stolen, which I would have to do in person at the Hollywood police station. Christy drove me. If you're ever going to spend 2 hours after midnight in a police station waiting room, I recommend going with a friend like Christy, who can distract you from the million thoughts of what am I gonna do? My parents are gonna kill me. A flight crew from Southwest Airlines came in to bail out a friend. I don't think I've ever even been in a police station, one of the flight attendants said to me. While we waited, an 18-year-old kid came out from 27 hours in jail. They had taken his shoelaces from him. He had 26 missed calls when he turned on his phone. He told me if I ever came into his restaurant, I could have a free meal. After another hour of waiting, we found out the street my car had been on was 1 block outside their jurisdiction, and drove to the Los Angeles police station. It was quieter there wasn't anyone else in the waiting room. They found out my car had been towed by the Department of Transportation. Throughout the night, I kept thinking to myself how lucky I was to have a friend like Christy. In the 2 hours we spent driving and waiting and driving, we talked about my favorite seminars in college and how she had found a handwritten note from a nerd fighter in a copy of Looking for Alaska. We talked about Amy Poehler's new book and gender politics in the workplace, and about an event that she'd been organizing. It celebrated the work of the Nicholas brothers, a pair of dancers from the 1930s who were hailed as the greatest tap dancers of their day. They danced in dozens of Hollywood films in bit scenes isolated from the plot that could be easily deleted for screenings in the American South. This was the part of the conversation that stuck with me, maybe because it was the last piece of conversation of the night. This is only my 3rd week documenting my year, but there are so many clips, isolated from the main plot of my life, that could be easily deleted from what I show you. I think memory works this way too, editing and cutting the clips that weren't worth remembering for us. I adopted a kitten this week. I've been fostering cats for the past year, and I wanted one of my own. I found this one at the East Valley Animal Shelter. They said she was a little